Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to all of you. On behalf of our Director Jerry Ticla Visillas, we would also like to thank the Bureau of Domestic Trade and Promotion, our partners and speakers, for supporting the Hybrid National Food Fair 2021, and most of all, those who are tuned in today. It is our pleasure to be part of this webinar series to share one of the flagship programs of the Department of Trade and Industry, the Shared Service Facilities Project. Before I present what the SSF project is all about, let us have first the overview of the Philippine MSMEs. Then, I will be presenting the SSF overview and the project's accomplishments. To better appreciate the SSF project, we will be playing some SSF videos and testimonials from project's beneficiaries. MSMEs are considered backbone of the Philippine economy. However, performance of the MSMEs is constrained by various factors such as limited financial capacity, poor market information, and lack of access to innovative techniques and advanced technology, which hinder them to realize their full potential, break into bigger domestic or international markets, and grow in a highly competitive environment. Collaborative programs involving the government and private sectors have been introduced to address these challenges. The Philippine MSMEs are categorized based on asset size and number of employees. For businesses with up to 3 million pesos asset value, they are categorized as micro, while businesses with 3 million won up to 15 million pesos asset value are categorized as small. Businesses with 15 million up to 100 million pesos asset value are categorized as medium, and businesses with more than 100 million pesos asset value are considered as large enterprises. The categorization of MSMEs and large enterprises bring us more to appreciate the role of MSMEs. They account for 99.5% or 995,745 of the total business establishments in the Philippines. Micro at 89%, small at 10%, and medium at 0.5%. Deemed as the spine of the country, they are vital agents in propelling the country's economic development as major contributors to GDP and by stimulating domestic demand through job creation, innovation, and competition. With regards to contribution by total employment, microenterprises account for 29.8% or about 2.7 million jobs. Small enterprises account for 25.2% or about 2.3 million jobs, and medium enterprises account for 7.4% or about 700,000 jobs. Together, MSMEs generated a total of 5,510,760 jobs, or 62.4% of the country's total employment. Appreciating this data, support to MSMEs doesn't only positively affect the entrepreneurs and their businesses, but likewise millions of MSME workers. The sector certainly serves as a catalyst on reducing poverty by creating jobs. The top 5 industry sector according to the number of MSMEs in 2019 were wholesale retail trade and repair of motor vehicles and motorcycles. Second is the accommodation and food service activities. Third is manufacturing. Fourth, other service activities. And fifth, financial and insurance activities. These industries accounted for about 83.35% of the total number of MSME establishments. Moreover, MSMEs in the wholesale and retail trade, repair of motor vehicles and motorcycles, generated the most number of jobs with 984,227, followed by accommodation and food service, manufacturing, financial and insurance activities, and education. In terms of value added, the MSME sector contributed 35.7% of the total, with manufacturing contributing the largest share of 6.87%. Wholesale and retail trade and repair contributed 6.58%, followed by financial intermediation with a share of 6%. Within the sector, small enterprises accounted for the largest share of 20.5%. Medium enterprises followed with a share of 10.3%, while micro enterprises registered a share of 4.9%. Among small enterprises, wholesale and retail trade and repair contributed the most with a share of 4.07%, followed by manufacturing with share of 3.82%, while financial intermediation was next with a share of 3.35%. For medium enterprises, manufacturing accounted for the biggest share of 2.77%, followed by electricity, gas and water with a share of 1.92%, and financial intermediation with 1.87%. For micro enterprises, wholesale and retail trade and repair represented the largest contribution of 1.73%. MSMEs account for 25% of the country's total exports revenue. It is also estimated that 60% of all exporters in the country belong to the MSME category. MSMEs are able to contribute in exports through subcontracting arrangements with large firms or as suppliers to exporting companies. With the current crisis, the Philippine government has already reallocated most of its funds to combat the COVID-19 pandemic. We have been redirecting public funds to social services, health sector, and economic recovery. Anchored on the MSME Development Plan 2017 to 2022 framework, DTI is supporting MSMEs to bounce back stronger through several initiatives that will ultimately contribute to the nation's aspiration to heal as one. The plan focuses on five strategic goals, namely, an improved business climate at national and local levels that will make it easier for MSMEs to start and grow a business. An improved access to finance would make public and private financial institutions work and interact more closely to provide more formal market-based financing in an equal and fair manner to all MSMEs. A competent and capable management and labor force working together in an atmosphere of mutual trust and respect towards greater productivity and competitiveness for the MSMEs. Improve innovation and technological competitiveness to transform and create new business models and enterprises with strengthened innovation ecosystem to make innovative technologies, sustainable and resilient practices affordable, cost-effective, and accessible to all MSMEs. MSMEs are ready and able to penetrate as well as expand and strengthen their role in domestic, regional, and global markets. These goals complements DTI framework on 7M's of uplifting MSMEs. The 7M stands for mindset change, mastery, mentoring, money, machine, market access, and models of business. The framework was developed with the intention to help our MSMEs set up a business and be smarter entrepreneurs. In support to one of 7M's, Machine, the DDI has been implementing since 2013 the Shared Service Facilities Project to address the gaps and bottlenecks in the value chain of priority industry cluster. So what is SSF? The SSF project provides machinery, equipment, tools, systems, accessories, and other auxiliary items, skills, and knowledge necessary to improve the quality of products and productivity of MSMEs under a shared system. The facility should help target beneficiaries, increase their production capacities, and improve product quality, resulting to increased markets, increased sales, and jobs generation. This program entails the setting up of common service facilities or production centers for certain processes to give MSMEs access to better technology and more sophisticated equipment. With SSF, DTI helps MSMEs accelerate their bid for competitiveness and assist them graduate to a next level where they could tap a better and wider market and be integrated in the global supply chain. The SSF project aims to accelerate MSMEs' competitiveness by giving them access to energy efficient technologies and more sophisticated equipment. The SSF project will increase the productivity of the industry cluster in terms of product improvement, quality enhancement and marketability, conformity to standards by undergoing conformity assessment process that provides consumers and other stakeholders with added confidence, price competitiveness by participating in trade fairs to tap better and wider markets, collaboration with other government agencies and private institutions, and addressing the gaps and bottlenecks in the value chain of priority industry clusters. Now, who are the SSF project cooperators? The cooperator refers to the SSF partner, which may be any juridical entity such as but not limited to non-government organizations, people's organizations, cooperatives, industry, trade, business associations, local government units, state universities and colleges, technical vocational schools, and other similar government academic and training institutions. These entities must possess the necessary business registrations or accreditations and must have proven track record and capability to implement the SSF project. The department, through its regional and provincial offices, shall identify and select a cooperator that will host and manage the operations of the SSF project. The cooperator must be willing to house the machinery, provide personnel and working capital to sustain the operation of the facility. For private entities, such as NGOs, people's organizations, and cooperatives, the project proponent must be registered to Securities and Exchange Commission, Cooperative Development Authority, or any other appropriate agency which registers organizations to establish legal personality. It must also be existing for at least 2 or 3 years and must be capable to house the machinery and equipment. If and ever you are interested and eligible to be an SSF cooperator, the following would be your roles and responsibilities. First, to provide housing for the equipment and provide counterpart support such as working capital, personnel, and ancillary facilities. Second, to prepare and adopt a business manual of operations. Third, together with an authorized DTI representative to inspect and receive the equipment. Fourth is to operate, perform, repair and maintain, and ensure safekeeping of the machines and equipment in the facility. Lastly is to submit to the provincial office the reports on accomplishments, financial records, and other monitoring and evaluation instruments. Now, who are the SSF beneficiaries? SSF beneficiaries shall be the actual and potential users of the SSF, which shall be predominantly a cooperative, an association, or group of MSMEs, individual MSMEs, individual entrepreneurs, students, trainees, teachers, researchers, among others. These are some of the industry clusters supported by the SSF project. To give you an idea of what these facilities look like, let's watch this video.
MSMEs are considered growth engines of the Philippine economy, comprising 99.9% of total businesses in the country, generating approximately 63% of the country's workforce. However, performance of MSMEs is constrained by various factors such as limited financial capacity, poor market information, and lack of access to innovative techniques and advanced technology, which hinder them to realize their full potential, break into bigger domestic or international markets, and grow in a highly competitive environment. To address these challenges, the MSME Development Plan was drawn to ensure that programs are made available to address key pain points and strengthen MSME growth. One of the programs identified under the plan is the Shared Service Facilities or SSF project, a flagship project of the Department of Trade and Industry aimed at improving MSME productivity and efficiency through better access to technology.
Ako si Habib Tiblani sa SSF Alidad, usa ka chairman sa Maptakara. So, salamat na lang na naa ang SSF project. Naghahatag kayo katabang sa mua, o naghahatag sa mga beneficiary, o naghahatag po trabaho sa mga membro sa kooperatiba.
In behalf of JRMSU, we would like to give our heartfelt thanks to DTI Zamboanga del Norte and DTI Region 9 for giving us this facility. It helps a lot for our makers and hobbyists, and also the students and the faculty researchers and the MSMEs in the local area of the Pitan.
O karon nagpasalamat mi sa DTI o sa ilang programa sa SSF na nakaangkon ni o mga machineries gikan nila o kini dako kayo na mga utang kabubuton gikan sa DTI sa ilang programa.
Magpasalamat po dako nga natagaan mi sa DTI nga SSF project. So dito nagsugod nga kami ning lambo nakahimo mi o bisag unsa lang nga among gitahi dagko jud na tabang sa amoa gani sa 5 ka makina nga gihatag sa amoa sa DTI nga SSSF nga maunay among gigamit nga panginabuhian hantod karon.
Now, what does the SSF project has accomplished so far? The potential of SSF to improve the plight of our MSMEs and in contributing to government's poverty alleviation efforts was supported by many success stories from cooperators which have availed of the program. Coffee farmers, weavers, meat processors, as well as sectoral organizations such as women and PWDs, appreciated the machines and equipment provided by DTI under the SSF project, which have allowed them to achieve higher production capacity, better quality products, and wider market reach. The SSF project is implemented with a cooperation with other national government agencies, academe, LGUs, and private organizations. To date, 2,911 SSFs were already launched in various locations in the country, with a total project cost of 2.13 billion pesos. The SSF program has already benefited 469,140 MSMEs nationwide, generating 251,012 jobs. These SSFs were already established nationwide, providing the facilities for key industry clusters such as processed food, abaca, bamboo, coconut, coffee, among others. Majority of the cooperators had successful milestones after receiving facilities they never had before. Of the 24 priority industry clusters, 5 industry clusters registered the most significant figures in terms of number of SSFs established and funds disbursed. These industry clusters are processed food, gifts, decors and housewares, coconut, cocoa coir, bamboo, and handicrafts. SSF Fab Labs became platforms for co-creation and academic industry government collaboration, enabling MSMEs to develop new products, add value to existing ones, and generate new streams of income. These facilities have likewise enabled the development of low-cost solutions to community challenges and needs. DTI's Fab Labs are currently present in 16 regions, providing support and enable DTI's inclusive innovation-led industrial strategy in the countryside by making available facilities and tapping local experts in creating new innovations nationwide. Through Fab Labs, MSMEs in the Philippines foster innovation and facilitate collaborative learning. Fab Labs also play a major role in providing technical prototyping for DTI by lending their expertise on startup mentoring and design development. The DTI has established 36 Fab Labs in different regions to support MSMEs towards innovation. As of July 31, 2021, 30 of these Fab Labs are hosted by select state universities and colleges and Philippine Science High School. 3 are managed by NGOs and 2 in the LGUs, and 1 by an NGA. Among the services that MSMEs from all sorts of industries may avail of from the Fab Labs are acting as innovation hub, where industry-academic collaboration happens, ideation, product label design, prototyping, and small-scale production. Fab Labs were among those which organized themselves in the fight against COVID-19. Fab Lab cooperators develop face shields, PPEs, and other medical equipment to support our frontliners. Here are some of the testimonials from our SSF cooperators.
Dako kay katabang sa amo karon. Kay sa una ang among pagbatling sa among milk gi manual lang namo siya pagbatling.
Sa way back in 1997, so ang ngato mga workers sa atong ulong tea, so naga-manual gid mi sa una.
Daghan ang among ma-produce compare sa katong wala pa ni nga klase nga machine.
So karon dako nagkayo kalainan kausaban tungod kay napadali na ang atong pag-process sa atong ulong tea tungod sa mga machine nga nahatag na suporta usab sa ato ang Department of Trade and Industry or DTI.
Nagpasalamat kami sa DTI nga doon na sila gi-offer nga mga equipment para ma-improve ang amo ang production.
So among dagong pasalamat sa Department of Trade and Industry kung DTI nga walay hulong ang ilang suporta pagtabang og hatag og knowledge sa tuang pagpalapad o pagbaligya sa tuang ulong tea dili lang kay sa atong lokal sa lokal nga market kundi pati na sa atong panglantaw na maka-export sa atong gawas sa natin.
Ang DTI Shared Service Facility ay malaki ang naging katulungan sa PRIC MPC sa dahilang mas lumaki pa ang volume ng aming production, mas marami kaming napagdadalahan ng aming produkto, at mas naging katanggap-tanggap ito sa merkado sa dahilang mas convenient siya, economical dahil nga siya ay naka 10 grams. Parang tulad ng ibang mga produkto, madali itong bilhin sa merkado, unlike kung bibili sila ng mga nakabote, naka-pouches, lalo't kung medyo budgeted si customer, mas madali niyang nabibili yung produkto dahil ito ay naka-pack ng maliliit.
Malaking tulong po sa mga worker ang SSF machine. Kasi po mula po nung dumating sa amin ang SSF machine, mas dumami po ang aming produkto, lalo na niluluto, dahil napapabilis po ang pagpapackaging ng aming produkto. So nasusustain po ng namin yung pong hinihiling po sa market, na yung hinihiling po sa amin.
Halos po dumami ang nagtatanim ng luya dito sa aming barangay, kasi po dito sa Prick MPC sila ang nagdadala ng nagsusupply ng luya.
Dati po, nung wala pang SSF machine, every other day po ang aming pagpaprocess, dahil po konti lang po yung aming niluluto. Sa ngayon po na may SSF machine na, everyday po yung aming pagluluto at mas dumami pa po ang product.
So kami nagpapasalamat sa DTI dahil mas marami pa rin, mas lumaki yung aming production, mas marami kami natutulungang mga workers dahil nadagdagan kami ng mga packers, tsaka mga workers sa production. So malaki ang naging katulungan nito sa aming cooperative at mas lumawig pa ang aming market mas lumawig pa ang aming mga market sa iba't ibang mga customers.
Despite the pandemic, while budget has been slashed significantly, DTI Shared Service Facilities project continued on in providing machines and equipment to MSMEs. For the year 2020 alone, 162 SSFs were established, serving 91,411 MSMEs and other beneficiaries with machines and equipment, and generating 38,743 employment. SSFs will greatly contribute to the government's goal of creating inclusive economic growth through strengthening the capacity of our MSMEs. This is one way of putting a significant focus on championing the agenda of MSMEs as significant contributors to economic growth, employment generation, innovation, and poverty alleviation. To know more about the SSF project, or you wish to be one of the next SSF cooperators, please visit the nearest DTI office in your area. Thank you all for being here today and taking the time to patiently listen to what I had to say. I wish